Hey guys, it's Elijah Jalou and I am back with another video. And excuse the lighting because, for one, I left my other phone at home, which I never do. I forgot my freaking ring light, which happens often. Um, but I remembered to bring my tripod, which is crazy because the tripod is usually the thing I forget, but I always have everything else. But now I have nothing else but the tripod. So I am recording on my phone. The lighting in this room is the lighting. So I just had to make do what it do. Also, Coco, my pup, is in the building, as you can see right there, and he does like to make an appearance every time I'm doing something. So if he gets in, excuse that. Yeah. All right, so if you read by the title, I'm just addressing, really, the title is just the title, but really I'm just addressing some comments that I got, just so we can avoid these comments in the near future. Also, I've been gone for a while, so this video is always going to have like a little update. But of course, we have to start off with the spicy tea, the elephant in the room, and that pretty much addresses this comment here. So I have gotten this, not this exact comment, but I've received this comment now, I want to say 3 times, which isn't a lot, but it's a good amount for my channel status. So normally I would say, don't ask me about somebody you don't see me with anymore. Like, that's my normal go-to thing because, you know, it's rare that I have like a falling out with anyone, because everybody I usually keep in my circle are people that, like, I don't know, like I just could see myself keeping them in my circle long term. Sorry y'all, I had to sip some of my little tea. But yeah, so obviously because I'm recording on my phone and I don't have my other phone, I am going to be looking at my iPad because I did like put some key points there so I don't forget. And I'm just trying to keep this video quick, cute and sweet. I'm not using no names, so that's blocked out there because we're not giving that any attention, okay? But really, I feel like I owe you guys the explanation as to where I've been. Also, like I said, I've gotten this comment 3 times now, and I don't want to be rude about it. So I'm just going to make this little cute, short, and simple before it gets dark outside because I am using natural lighting. So for the first chapter of this fake friend tea, we're going to talk about the little backstory. So the person referenced in the comment was someone that I actually considered a friend. And I mean, it was like someone that I didn't know for a long time, but I was introduced to this person through one of my longtime friends. But no, she actually turned out to be cool. Like, I really felt like we were good at like matching energy and like all that until this very one day. All right. So before I even get into the story, as you guys can see, because I've been posting the vlogs, we went to Mexico, and this was before. So before we even get into the story, I have to talk about before Mexico, because we all went to Mexico together. It was 3 of us who went to Mexico. It was me, the person we're talking about, and the person we're talking about's best friend. So me, I didn't know her best friend, but she introduced me to her best friend, and her best friend turned out to be really cool too. So like the trip, I felt like was still a success because of her being there. So before the trip, there was a concern from her best friend. Keep in mind, I had not ever spoke to this girl on the phone or anything, but I got a phone call from me and the girl's mutual friend, and then the best friend that I had never met. So we're going to say my old friend is A, her best friend is B, and then our mutual friend is mutual because, you know, she introduced us to each other. I hope y'all picking up what I'm putting down. Like, I hope it's not too confusing. So, B and mutual called me, and we were on the FaceTime, and B had a concern about the trip. And I'm not even gonna go because that's like not my area, but she had a concern about it, which led to like a full-blown conversation. And it was like odd that I had to meet her on the terms of talking about A, but I gathered a lot of information that I felt like I should have known. The way it was presented could have been different. If I didn't know, it would be weird to continue being around someone with low-key negative energy towards me. Mutual said, I'm both of your friends and I don't want this to cause any negative energy or tension, which it ended up doing. So, like I said, Mutual was on the phone. And I was just like, wow. So I was on the phone with Mutual and A's best friend, which is B. And we're just like talking. They're just pretty much saying like this stuff. And Mutual ends up telling me like, yeah, I wanted to let you know that we were having a talk the other day. And she brought up saying that I copied her wall art for her apartment. That's one. Two, the second thing was I copied the locations of her pictures. And it was a third thing too. And I'm not even going to say the third thing. But that was two things that she told me. So I'm like hearing this word of mouth. And keep in mind, she introduced us to each other. So I'm like, I'm obviously going to believe what she's saying. So I had no doubt that she's just telling me it. But I'm kind of thinking, wow, like I'm literally about to be within not even a week, I'm about to be in another country with this girl and she has this like negative animosity towards me or low-key competition with me. And the thing was that baffled me was that it was a fucking lie. So now let me touch on the first thing. So she was telling me like, yeah, she said that you copied her wall art. And I was kind of like, that's weird. Cause I mean, it's not like a big deal, but it's the fact that this isn't even crossing my mind. And also it's a lie. So now she was saying like, yeah, she said that you copied her wall art, which is false. She said that you copied where she takes pictures, which was also false. So first thing, the wall art. I vlogged that because it was like, I want to say during Vlogmas, and I do Vlogmas every year. So I had a list out of everything I was going to do. When I moved into my apartment, as you guys know, all of my furniture, everything was out at my door. My furniture and stuff was at my apartment before I moved into my apartment. And I was literally, even in the vlog of me making the wall art, I had my inspo, which was Kennedy Simone. Before doing the wall art video, I was shopping and I found the exact wall art at like Ross, but it was like, I want to say $70 a picture. And A, which is my old friend, was like, no, don't buy that. You can make something like that. So I'm telling her, I'm like, I'm not really an artist or anything, but I mean, Kennedy did it, so maybe I can do it. But really, I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, this is gonna turn out bad. I'm that person who's just gonna spend the money because it's like, I know I can't do it. So she was pretty much like, yeah, we can do the wall art together. I'll help you come over. I have the paint. I'm like, okay, like that's fine. Boom. The time comes when we were supposed to meet to do the wall art, and I'm letting her know, I'm like, hey, like, I'm going to come over, we can do the wall art. She's like, oh, already did mine. And I'm like, and even then, it still wasn't like a big deal because like I said, oh, I'm just going to have to do it myself. But I'm like, dang, I could have bought the pictures. The reason I was coming to do it with you was the fact that I didn't know what I was doing. Like, and you were pretty much saying like, I can help you, but you went ahead and did it, which is fine, but you could have just let me buy them so I wouldn't have to do this cheap shit as fucking making them myself and doing all this motherfucking labor work. So one day, which is like the vlog that you guys saw, I just went ahead, did it myself, and it turned out good. I literally went on Kennedy Simone's page, and she also told me where she got hers from, and that's where I copied it, and it kind of looks identical. It looks good. So I just feel like in that sense, it's like, okay, I already had this wall art in my Amazon cart. I was then gonna buy it from Ross when I saw it, which y'all, I might find it in the vlog. And you convinced, you're like, you know, it could be a Vlogmas video. We were like trying to come up with a lot of Vlogmas ideas. And she made it seem like, okay, we can do this together and it'll be a video and boom. So yeah, when Mutual was telling me that she said that I copied her wall, I was like, that is not true. Like, this is where I got my wall art from. This is my Amazon storefront, my registry from before I moved into my apartment before her. And the wall art is there. Like, so that was the tea with the wall art. And then she goes, photo locations. So I'm like, can you elaborate on that? So she's like, something about a Tesla. So on the night of Lil Yachty's concert, my best friend was with us. And my best friend was like, y'all should take pictures in front of the Tesla. I was like, oh, okay. I went first, took my pictures, took her pictures. Never crossed my mind that she had an issue with us taking a picture in front of them. We even took pictures in front of different Teslas. There was multiple Teslas out there. And we took pictures with different Teslas. But who knew that she had a problem with it? And I mean, if she did, she should have spoke up or found a different location for her pictures. Another time that she brought up us taking pictures in the same location was when we went to Vegas. If you've been subscribed to my channel for a while, you guys know that I'm a heavy traveler. I've been to Vegas multiple times just this year. I always stay in the same hotel. I've taken pictures in plenty of places in that hotel, including the day that we took pictures together. I've already taken pictures in that spot before, prior to going on that trip with her. So we're there. We're like, before dinner, it's me, my sister, and her. We're like, let's take pictures. We all took pictures there. Not even an hour after we took the pictures, she was texting Mutual saying, yeah, they want to take pictures in the same place, and pretty much saying that I am trying to post before her, which is another thing that's odd, because when I take pictures, I'm pretty good with it. I don't have to do much to my pictures. I don't edit them really. I don't do filters or anything. I try to keep it really basic and simple. So when I took the pictures, if I'm already posted on my story with the outfit on, I'm going to put the pictures up. Anytime that I've posted pictures, it has been pictures that's been taken that day. Like, I don't know, it's this urge thing that I have. Like, when I take pictures, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, they need to go up. But yeah, so she's pretty much like, yeah, and he's trying to post before me. Keep in mind, this is not even on my mind at all. So this is now the third time that you put yourself in competition with me, and a bitch like me didn't even fucking know, because I'm so worried about my fucking self. So with that information, like I said, I did actually care about this person, and we are going out the country the week after for her birthday. So I didn't want no negative energy on her birthday, which I would have known if I would have bought that up, it would have brought that, because I wasn't going to come off crazy. I wasn't going to like be disrespectful in any way, but I was going to say, you know, I really feel like it's best that we distance ourselves from each other, because I don't roll with people that looks at someone who's their friend as a competition. Like, I don't have a friend that I feel like is trying to clock me or always trying to one up me, and I'm not even on that same timing. So it really caught me off guard, but I'm a tough-skinned person. So I was like, you know, I can make it through the trip. I will say something after the trip. I'm fine with allowing her to enjoy her birthday, have a good time, because I know it would have thrown me off too for the whole trip if I would have been like, okay, after this trip, we're not talking anymore. Like, so after that phone call, it was still like such a baffling thing, because it's like, oh my gosh, I met her best friend, which I was supposed to meet her on the trip, but I ended up meeting her before to have this conversation about something like this, like before going on her birthday trip, when I could have just, you know, did something else. But, so yeah, now we're going to fast forward to the trip. I had a great time on the trip. And it's so crazy because we did bump heads like 2 or 3 times on the trip, but it wasn't anything that was like oh my gosh, I'm not talking to you for the rest of the trip. But the trip was like, it was multiple areas of the trip where she got disrespectful. And I had to say something one time. Her best friend had to say something one time. And it probably came off as like people jumping at her, but like I don't think she actually realized the energy she was bringing. And I think that she thought that people was just gonna let it slide. But it's just like, you have to be aware of other people too. But yeah, anyways, the trip was good. Like honestly, the trip was a 10 out of 10. Would recommend. So yeah, we get home from the trip. And this is where it's like, oh my gosh, like I just had a good time. And now I really don't even want to bring it up. But now this is the time where I have to let her know, like, girl, we're not going to be as close as we are anymore. So we were back from the trip and I was like, okay, this is the time. Now I can tell. But then I'm like, oh, she doesn't even have her phone. Like her phone got dropped in the cenote the last day of the trip. Y'all haven't got there yet. But, she didn't even have her phone. She lost her phone the last day of the trip. So I'm like, okay, as soon as she gets her phone back, I'm going to reach out to her. I don't want it to be like me like hurting her feelings or anything like that. It was just going to be like I'm having this conversation with you. This is how you made me feel. This is how we're moving forward. And also like, I introduced her to my friends too. And my friends like her. So I was like, if you're still going to be cool with my friends, I'm going to have to still be able to be in the same room with you. So I'm like, it's no bad blood or anything. I just don't see us being as cool as we were with me knowing this information. I'm always going to feel like you're trying to one up me, or I'm always going to feel like you have some underlying competition. And it's like over the smallest thing, like a wall art or a picture location. I feel like that's just very childish and beneath me. Like, this is before she even got her phone back. I get a text message from her. It's a long paragraph about how she's hurt and she feels betrayed that I was talking about her. And this one really gagged it right here. This is the third one. And this is why, like, I still just cannot bring myself to actually have a full conversation with her. The third message goes, I can't believe you had an issue with us taking pictures in the same location. I just thought we had similar taste. So my first thought is like, okay, you're coming at me with information that was given to me. So I hopped to Mutual, which is the one that introduced us to each other. And I'm literally ready. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm about to go off on her because why are you telling me that she said this about me and then you done went back and told her that I said it about her when that is not true? So I'm calling Mutual. I'm telling Mutual, like, girl, why are you being so messy? That was my exact words. And I was just like going in because it's already bad enough. It was like everybody was kind of looking at it like, okay, she did give you this information, but what was the motive behind giving you the information? The reason that I have more respect for Mutual in this situation is because Mutual let me know, for one. I don't expect Mutual to be completely on my side. I don't expect her to completely be on her side because I've known her, she knows her too, and she introduced us to each other. So she can't be like, it's just like, she's literally in the middle of the situation. So not only was she in the middle of the situation, but she let me know, she was like, I did do this, like it was messy. Like she pretty much took responsibility for the part that she played. I still don't regret her telling me because if she did not tell me, I would still be running around with someone who has secret competition with me. So I'm happy that she told me because it allowed me to remove someone who was negative out of my life. And yeah, it was just like, the only thing that kind of messed with the situation is the fact that she's both of our friends. Like that's pretty much what puts her in a sticky situation. And me reaching out to her, I was like, yeah, like, why'd you go back and tell her that I said that? And she's like, I didn't. So I'm like, oh man, I just like went off on her. and it wasn't even her. So it only left one other person, which was B, which was A's best friend, the one that I met right before the trip. And so I then called her, and I'm literally like, why are you spreading false information? Like, and she was just like, you know, I misunderstood. So she told the girl, because I mean, that is her best friend, and was like, he said that he doesn't want to take pictures in the same place. Like, she pretty much repeated to her what she actually said. Like, so my friend, our mutual friend, she ends up sending me the screenshots of her saying it. So it pretty much confirms her saying it. She sent me the screenshots, and I'm just like, okay, like, I already believed you anyway, but now it's like, okay, not only are you comparing us when we don't compare, but you're also gaslighting me because you're sending me this long paragraph about how I'm making you feel bad when I did absolutely nothing. I reacted to the screenshots of what you said. I reacted how the way she's reacting is how I'm reacting because it actually happened to me. I didn't say it, you said it. So why are you sad? So that's kind of where it then turned not even about the pictures. It's not about the pictures. It's not about the wall art. It's not about the comparing at all. It's now about the fact that you're on my cellular device, texting me, confronting me about something you said, and you know you said it as an adult. You know in your head, I said this. So, yeah, she got fed false information by her best friend. Her best friend apologized to me and was like, you know, I just didn't know. I misunderstood the situation. And it's just like, I don't really have to deal with her because, you know, that's her best friend. Like, you know, we just took a trip together. But she was like, yeah, I said that wrong. Like, I'm sorry. I thought it was you. I didn't know it was her who said it. Whatever. Like, we hung up the phone. That was the end of that conversation. But it even went to a point of her calling the friends that we have together and like pretty much crying to them and like making it seem like I'm this bad person when I said no. And that's when I was just like, you know what? I am done. I didn't even care to clap back. I didn't care to fight for it or anything because like I said, originally in this conversation, I was going to have the conversation say, you said this is how you made it me feel. And, you know, I just don't see us being cool anymore. And it was just going to be that. But now I really just don't fuck with you because it's like, not only did you say these things, but you're gaslighting me. Explaining it to my friends, I'm like, okay, so let's say I did actually say these things. So I'm telling my friends, I'm like, let's say I actually did say that she's copying me and I don't like that we take pictures in the same place and da-da-da-da-da. If I did say it and she feels this way, imagine how I must feel when it was actually done to me. Like, you're the one who said it. I seen the screenshots and you are literally texting me word for word saying that I said what you said. Like, it just wasn't calculating there. And that's why I was just like, yeah, no. But as of recently, like one of my friends, one of our mutuals reached out to me and was pretty much saying like, yeah, I feel like she does need to hold some accountability. And I feel like you didn't give her room to, because me, I was just kind of like, okay, you know what? Like, I'm done talking. She even brought up like us having a conversation. I was just like, it's really nothing to have a conversation about because you're just sitting here gaslighting me. Like, I'm not about to sit and talk to somebody who cannot even admit that they're wrong or know what they did as an adult. Like, I really just, it's just a waste of time. But my mutuals, I guess, like they don't want to have to hop on eggshells when it comes to hanging out with us and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, like I'll reach out. And it's been like months, and I did, just to see like, you know, are you available to talk? And I was just going to see if she could hold some accountability for what she did and, you know, give my friends the satisfaction. And, you know, because me, I feel like, honestly, I can be in a room with somebody I don't like and it would be no, you know, we just wouldn't talk. It just wouldn't be like, I'm not going to kill the mood. I'm not going to be rude or disrespectful. I'm here for my friends, so I'm going to act that way. Like, I'm not going to be arguing with you. I really don't even want to talk about it at that setting because it's like, that's not what we're here for. You had all this time to do that, if that makes sense. So, yeah, that's pretty much where it left off. And it was just like, she was just being really dry when I did that. So I was like, I'm not about to beg you, okay? One, I didn't do anything wrong, so I really should not have had to been the one to reach out to you anyway. And two, it's just like, it is what it is. Like, I did what my friends asked of me, and that's how it came out. And whatever. So pretty much, moral of the story is, don't ask about anybody you don't see me with anymore. All right, and then lastly, to close out this video, where I've been. So I've been so busy. I've been traveling a lot. Like, when I tell you, since Mexico, I've been to Mexico again. I went to Vegas, I went to Miami and Orlando. I've traveled 4 times since then, and I already have more trips booked. No, 5. I went to Tennessee too. So I had 5 trips after that. And I just needed a break. Like, I work full time. I am in grad school. And also, like, all the vlogs that I have in the vault include this person. So I'm like, I really don't want to post them. But then I'm like, this is my content that I gathered. I had a good time at that moment. I don't hate this person. Like I said, I don't hate this person. It's just the accountability part. So I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't post this content, but like, that's some good content and it's going up. So, yeah, grad school's been kicking my tail. Work has been kicking my tail, and I've been traveling a lot, and I've been trying to enjoy the traveling, and I've been enjoying traveling more without having to pull the camera out and record every moment. I've just been living more in the moment. So that's kind of where I've been. I have been getting comments like saying, where are you? When are you gonna post? Like, even my friends are like, oh, do you just not do content anymore? And it's just like, no, I just needed a break. I needed a reset. And actually battled with posting this video, but I just feel like it needs to be said. And then now it could just be left alone. I am gonna get back to posting here soon. My finals week is in 2 weeks. So I've been working really hard. So after that, I think I'll be good to get back on track. I have a sponsorship I need to do, so I'll be posting again soon. But yeah, I can go ahead. I guess I could say I'm back now. I'm refreshed and I am doing good. I just feel like so much better. Even after reaching out, I felt so much better. And yeah, so we are back. We're bigger. We're better. I have a lot of content coming out. I have the rest of that Mexico trip coming out. I have some Vegas vlogs, some of Mexico. I just have like a lot coming, and I have a lot more traveling to do. So stay tuned. If you made it this far, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. Also, comment your thoughts on the situation. Like, do you feel like I didn't give room for accountability? That's the first thing. And then also, am I tweaking? Like, am I tweaking? Let me know. And also, just throw your opinions in the comments. Yeah, it's about to get dark. The quality is getting on my fucking nerves. So, I will see you guys later. Bye.